Hi, my name is Mike White, and I'm the founder and lead designer for Ordinal Indicator. We are a furniture design studio based in Germantown, and I'm going to give you a little tour of my studio and show you how to make some coasters today. So come on in. So this is the space. It's a little small, but we make it work. We're going to start over here with this credenza that I'm working on. It's a oak credenza. It's called the swell credenza is what our name for it is. It's oak encased in steel with this really cool patina that I've kind of developed here. When it has travertine feet, and then it will have oak door fronts and drawer fronts. And this is some lighting fixtures that I'm working on for like a wall sconce, and just kind of trying to play around with you know, excavating some of these pieces to have some of the light shine through. So this is a part of a lighting collection that I'm working on.
Tell us about your inspiration for the lighting collection.
Oh, my inspiration for the lighting collection. So we went on a trip, Nikki and I, the camera woman, we went on a trip to Utah, my home state, and we drove down south to the desert and went to a bunch of the national parks and national monuments down there, and was just very inspired by the landscapes and the textures and the forms that, you know, millions of years of erosion have created. And so designing this lighting collection based around that and things that we saw, and yeah, so I'm really excited to launch that at the Fall Field and Supply this October. So stay tuned for more information on that. This is Zissou. Zissou, say hi. He's a little camera shy. Say hi, Zissou.
He's not so sure.
Yeah. Well, so let's start over here. This is where we're gonna do the demo. So you're going to need a few different things. We're going to make these out of alabaster, which is a material that we use quite often. This is an alabaster piece that has been finished and polished, and this is a base for a side table that we do called the mini bass, which is a smaller version of our bass table. So that's kind of what it looks like once it's been polished up. So you can use wood, you can use different kinds of stone. I like these because A, it's soft to cut into and it's easy to work with, and you can get these alabaster turning blanks already turned round. I get them from a place in New York City called The Complete Sculptor. They have an online store, so you could just order these online if you wanted. This one is 4 3/8 in diameter. You're gonna need sandpaper, a bunch of different grits. We start with 80 and go all the way up to 1500. You're gonna need a sander and some water and a rag, and I like this spray bottle because you can spray the stone and kind of get a better idea of what it looks like once it will be polished. And you'll need a tape measure, pen, and last but not least, you're gonna need, most importantly, safety glasses. So the first step is marking this, how thick you want the pieces to be. These are some that have been already worked on and finished, so you can kind of make them however thickness you want, but we're gonna make these ones about 3/8 inch thick. So you're gonna wanna mark on here at about 3/8. There you go. Then we're gonna go over to the chop saw. This is where I'm gonna chop it. Cut it. This is my little desk area. I write down our to-dos. This is my favorite possession. This is a bird of prey talon. It was in the shop when I moved in here. I thought it was kind of cool, so I kept it.
Gonna get a zoom on that talon.
Okay, so, oh, also, if you have it, you're going to want to wear a mask. Any other mask will work, really, but...
Can you wear like a pandemic mask?
You could, well, you should probably wear an N95 mask if you have one, because there's a lot of fine dust from this. If you're just doing 1 or 2 cuts, you're probably going to be okay, but just to be safe, you're going to want to wear a mask. So, everyone has a mask now, no excuse. Any kind of mask will work, bandana, whatever you're going to do. And then we're going to get to cutting. I have a special blade on here that cuts stone. It's different than a regular saw blade. You don't have to have that, but I do enough stone cutting that it helps preserve the other blades and just cuts better. And you're going to want to fix your thing, okay? Line it up. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. There you go. Nice cut. Sorry that was so loud. Alrighty. Okay. So, you're going to want to put on your lowest grit sandpaper. This one is 80 grit. And you just want to, 80 is probably the most important one because you use it to kind of sand down all the little bumps and blade marks and get all this stuff kind of smooth it out. And then from there on, you just kind of go over it more lightly to polish it up. And I'm going to do this one and then kind of jump ahead for the sake of time and just, no one wants to watch someone sand forever. It's kind of boring. And then jump to our wet sanding, because after 180 grit, it goes 80, 120, 180, 320. And after 180, I switch to wet sanding, and then I do 320, 400, 800, 1500. So we're going to do a quick version of 80, and then we're going to jump to the wet sanding. And yeah, we're going to start here. and got a lot of the stuff off of it. So it's kind of nice. It has this nice little veining right here. I don't usually sand the edges because I kind of like leaving the edges that kind of raw look, and then once this gets polished up, it looks really, it's kind of nice contrast. Okay, and then we're gonna sand this one at 180. You're gonna want to go from 80 to 120, then 180, but we're just gonna jump ahead here for the sake of time. Let's go. This guy looks pretty nice. So you can do this over the sink, whatever, but you just kind of gonna want to sand in a circular motion. And you're not really sanding it down per se, you're just polishing it. So you don't really got to put a ton of pressure, and you're not supposed to be really sanding out any scratches or anything like that. There we go. We'll jump to 400. And we'll jump to 800. And then kind of hit the edges a little bit in case someone bumps their glass on it, and it just reduces the chance of it chipping. Okay. Looks pretty nice. And it's smooth like a baby's butt. And then this final one is 1500. And there you have it. Okay, and you're going to want to rinse this off. And then you're going to want to dry it off. Don't mind my dirty shop rag. And while this kind of dries, I'm going to grab the finish real quick.
Puppy cam.
And I use a wax. It's like a stone wax polish. You can use like a clear spray if you want, if it's easier, or like a paste wax will work too. But this is called Renaissance wax. You can pick it up at the same place. you can get the stone from, the Complete Sculptor.
What does the wax do?
The wax adds a protective coating on it and helps just keep the veining and coloring, more vibrant. But more importantly, it protects the stone. And just like Miyagi says, wax on, wax off. So you put a little dollop, a dab will do you. You don't really need a lot. You kind of put it on a little, you don't have to like really rub it in, but just make sure you're covering the whole piece. And then normally you'll let it sit for like 3 or 4 minutes, kind of dry a little bit, and then you'll use a different part of the cloth to polish it off. And you just do a polish and make sure you've gotten it all. And then there you go. One down, 100 more to go. And I usually will put some cork or like kind of bumpers on the bottom here just to protect your table surface. But I just ran out, so you can also get those at Home Depot or all over the place. Michael's, it's a good spot. And here you go. Here's the alabaster coaster. We'll be selling these at our booth this fall, and if anyone's interested in a set, reach out on Instagram. Our handle is oi.furniture, and thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we'll be able to see everybody in person, distanced, this fall, and have a good weekend.